Welcome, my loves. Today we are going to do a pick a card reading. Really, you're picking a reading because we're going to use 4 different decks, but I may take 5 cards within each pal. We're going to do 3 different pals. So I decided that I was going to pick them while you're here instead of like doing it beforehand. I know a lot of people appreciate that. So we're going to use the Good Tarot. I'm sorry, we're going to use the Cozy Witch. We're going to use the Psychic Tarot. We're going to use the Tarot of Dreams. And then we're going to use the Light Seers. So everything's pre-shuffled. So I'm just going to give it one shuffle, one cut, and we're going to get into this. So why are you still single? Choose A, B, or C. Uno, dos, tres. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's put these up here. Okay. That was the Cozy Witch. Thank you. Now we're going to do the Psychic Tarot. Again, we'll give them a shuffle, cut. And while I'm doing this, just clear your mind. Just think 1, 2, or 3. A, B, or C. One more than one may fit. Sometimes I find that all 3 fit. Um, but you'll determine that. All right. All right, let's bring in the Tarot of Dreams. These down a little bit now. And by the way, I am going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify if anything needs clarified. All right. Tarot of Dreams. Why are they still single? Tarot of Dreams. Look. I don't even like seeing them beforehand. Okay, and then last but not least, let's use the Light Seers. A shuffle, a cut. And I'd just like to add, yes, why are you single? But also, is that going to change? Is that going to change? We want to know that also. So whatever wants to come out. But why are you single and is it going to change? Perfect. 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 All right. Bring these out. Put those right there. Okay, guys. So you're going to pick either PAL 1, PAL 2, or PAL 3. Again, trust your own intuition. And understand that more than one may resonate, and that's perfectly fine. I often find when I do these readings that they really do speak to each other. So let's just calm our mind. 1, 2, 3. Put 2 and 3 up there. And let's go ahead and begin. So, Cozy Witch, you have the High Priestess, See what it says. When in doubt, your first gut feeling can always be trusted. Maybe you're not trusting yourself. We have positive movement forward. Great. We have the sun. Beautiful. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, that could be part of why you're single. Now, let's look at this real quick because the Nine of Swords, which is really speaks about unnecessary worry. But it's worry nonetheless. But here's the sun right beside it. So the sun's illuminating that for you. I feel like this is one of the things you have to deal with, or you have to figure out why am I in this state? Nine of Swords is can be sleepless nights. It's maybe I'm feeling like nothing is ever going to happen. Nothing's ever going to come my way. And I feel like that's where positive movement forward comes in also, and your intuition. You got to stop telling yourself that. Don't tell yourself that that nothing or no one's going to find you, or you're not going to find great love. I feel like that's one of the issues. So if we can eliminate that, let's go ahead and take the Gilded Tarot over that. I like that you have the sun here. So there's illumination. I do like you have positive movement forward. So it makes me feel like something is about to change. It is an 8. So it tells me definitely 2024. And then the High Priestess opening this up, trusting my intuition overall, not allowing fear to stop me from maybe exploring a little, maybe going on a date, that type of thing. But let's just take a couple cards over it. In the Nine of Swords, you certainly don't want the past to repeat itself. But but handling it through worry won't really help you because that's really the intention you're putting out into the universe. If you think of the law of attraction, what I put out must return to me. Well, I don't want more reasons to worry, and that's exactly what it means. Like, if I don't think about that, or if I don't trust in divine timing, sometimes just getting, like learning to love my life just the way it is and not forcing like that love has to be a part of it. Now, I do feel like it's saying love will be a part of it, um, because I do feel like there's positive movement forward, but I feel like for you, it's definitely illuminating this worry. This worry is a block. And instead of worrying, trust your intuition. We have justice. We have the Four of Pentacles. And then we have the Page of Wands. All right. So clearly you cut ties with someone in the past. Maybe you didn't want to. Maybe it happened anyway. And maybe it had a real effect on you. Justice is really about finding balance. Justice is about what's fair and just in your world. And it's about making you whole again. But you have to allow it to make you whole again. Some of you may have been dealing with karmic issues, karmic people, and you just know that. Karmic people or karmic relationships, there's a purpose to them. There's something that we're learning or that we're teaching, or both. And then you have the Page of Wands. To me, that's like taking on the Fool's energy. That means I am going to take a chance. I am going to follow my passion. And with the sun here, you're certainly being stimulated, and I feel like because we're looking at love, it means that your heart chakra is being stimulated. So being willing to take a chance and not allow fear to rule the day. And I feel like that's when you start to see really positive movement in your life, especially, and I'm going to say your whole life, but also your love life. But I do feel like it's your whole life. Like, it's like I I change the way I think and my life changes. So I feel like someone is coming in. I do feel like the worry needs to be dealt with. Some of you dealt with a karmic partner, and that's just what it was. You know what I mean? Don't allow that to like affect, the potential of what can be. Again, I feel like you're being asked just to take on the rules or on the fool's rule, and that just means I'm willing to take a leap of faith. I'm not going to let fear stop me from potentially what could be the brightest day of my life. As people, we do have Libra. I'm sorry, we have Libra and Leo. But beyond that, don't worry about that. I feel like the 8 is definitely representing this year. So, if you want to fall in love, then you do want to look at that Nine of Swords. Because I feel like the universe will supply the rest. It's like the universe is saying, well, how can we bring in great love when you're just going to worry to death about it? I got to find a way to let my past be my past and then take a chance on the potential of what feels like it wants to be. And again, I feel like your guides are being very clear, telling you that whenever love comes in for you, it is coming in the light. And, anything done in the dark will come to the light, and that you can trust. So, I say this often, but when there's fear involved, I feel like, take it slowly, but still take a chance. Take a chance on me, take a chance on you. Okay. So that was one. Definitely leave me your comments. Let me know how they relate. Okay. Number 2. Why are you still single? We have the Page of Wands. Let's read what it says. Just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean it will be effortless. Interesting. Maybe that's saying I need to be willing to put the work in. I mean, it's interesting how she's got roses all around her, even in her boots. I feel like there's someone out there who's like, hey, those look like my boots. I feel like someone just said that. Okay. Okay, deception and envy. Look at this, the Nine of Swords again, guys. I mean, we're seeing how we're all a lot alike, really. And then you have the moon. I feel like for who's ever in this reading, um I feel like uncertainty drives you crazy. Same thing though. Here I am worried that if I give myself away, that this person will only hurt me, cheat on me, be deceptive, lie. But this is a fear. This doesn't mean it's actually happening at this moment. This is a fear that it will happen. And I feel like uncertainties, again, drive you a little nuts. It's like, I want to know, but I don't know that you can know until you start to move into it. So, why am I single? Well, same as the first reading, my fear. You want to remember that Nine of Swords talks about unnecessary worry, but this means I haven't cleared the past. This means that someone affected me in a way that it really took me down. And now, maybe where I used to be like a go-getter, I did take chances, but now I worry about taking chances. Though with the Page of Wands opening up this reading, I still feel like you still have to learn to take a chance You'll never be guaranteed because there's free will. But if I can be the best I can be in love, well, then maybe, just maybe, that's what I vibrate back to me. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the Gilded Tarot. Well, hello, Four of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. I already know what that's saying. The Knight of Wands. Wow. The Hangman. Hello, Sun. Connected to the wheel. I mean, come on. You have the Marriage card. This is coming over the Page of Wands, who I call my Fool. I call the Page of Wands my Fool because this page is a page is willing to take a chance, is willing to take a leap of faith. The Marriage card's coming right underneath it. That's a commitment card. That is love. Now, I also feel like this is talking a little bit about your past and maybe why you went through something or ultimately how you come out of it. I feel like for some of you, this is talking about you finding like this sense of independence within yourself. You may have been with someone where, like, for whatever reason, you had to depend on them. And I do feel like they let you down. Um, but again, we're not talking about these old people coming back and creating havoc in our lives again. Excuse me one second. Okay, sorry about that. I had a knock on my door. Come and knock at my door. Anybody know where that's from? Come and knock at my door. I'm not singing that great. Anyways, back to this because wow. Okay, I'm not even sure where I left off, but let's just look at this. You have the sun that's going right into the wheel, your destiny. It's like it's illuminating this period of time for you. Because when I see the wheel, I think of now, and I think about what the wheel, as this wheel's spinning, what it's bringing. So you have the sun in your destiny. You have commitment right here. You have passion right here. But you do have the hangman. Now, the hangman is coming over the Nine of Swords, that worry. And then the moon, which can represent Pisces, it's a ruler of Cancer. But I feel like it's more about uncertainty. Like it drives me a little crazy not being certain. I don't know how you can be certain except to take it slow. But I feel like the hangman could be, well, I feel like that may be why you're single. Now, I feel like if I want to look back to understand this Nine of Swords a little bit more, here's what I feel for you. I feel like you have learned, or you're learning how to become very independent. You are, it's like you're different than what you were and who you were. Um, because you know, I feel like when I have this independent nature, it would be very hard for someone to come in and like shake that up. And I feel like that's part of what you've been learning is like how to become more independent on, for yourself, whether that be in your money sector or just in your life, period. So I feel like that is something that you've been learning. And I do feel like it may have come through difficult lessons and difficult people. But I do feel like that is your past. And this is talking about what's next. So we do have to look at the hangman because this is the only thing I feel that would block this potential love that, by the way, goes into a commitment that potentially can turn into a marriage if that's what you're looking for. So this hangman, I've got to be okay with uncertainties. That means I got to live more in the present day moment. And because I'll find my blessings and joys, it's about the journey. So yeah, take it slow if you need to take it slow. But I feel like this is talking about, this is saying why you're single, but this is also talking about the potential of what's coming towards you. You know, this Seven of Swords means that somewhere at some time there was someone in your life who was deceptive to you. And I do feel like you took that on, and maybe you're having a hard time forgiving. And I do feel like we have to forgive. Now, that doesn't mean you got to pick up the phone and call and be like, hey, I forgive you. Just means you're no longer willing to store that energy within yourself. And here's why. I feel like the Seven of Swords energy, this deception, I feel like it's not a one time thing. Like, I feel like they were deceptive to the person before them, they're deceptive to the person after. You know what I mean? It's just, they're that type of person. And yeah, you may have been attracted to them, but I feel like now that's why I'm feeling like you're different. Like you're not the same person you once were. And I do feel like you're not interested in just any old person coming into your life. Well, I don't feel like any old person's coming in because, first of all, the Knight of Wands, it's passion. It's igniting passion within you, especially connected to this wheel. You know, I feel like ultimately this is the potential of going from single into a committed relationship, but you want to be the best you can be at the same time. And that's why it's interesting that both pals so far got the Nine of Swords, and that is a block. But we need to remember that the meaning of the card is unnecessary worry. It's saying don't worry about the things that you cannot control. Well, I don't want the type of energy I had. Well, you're not that type of person anymore. You've grown. You've become more of an independent soul. And therefore, is the universe is bringing you someone who I feel is also of that energy. If we remember that our energy, our intentions are what manifest our life. That's why we always want to look at these nines of swords and say, like, okay, well, to me, that's why you're single. Now, the hangman, you know, I feel like I can't talk you into moving any sooner than you feel like moving. But I do feel like someone's coming into your life. And I do feel like, you know, ultimately you are going to say yay or nay to it. But again, the sun is sitting right next to your wheel, your destiny, with passion right above it. So it's almost like I can go this direction or I can go this direction. I know what direction I would go. Okay, let's leave that be. I'm trying to give everyone like a nice mix because, you know, my monthly readings, they're at least an hour long. So I'm trying to give you a nice mix of some shorter readings with some longer readings. But this is another one that my daughter inspired me. She just did this on her channel, Jenny Love Tarot, and I was inspired by that. So that's why I'm doing it. Okay, number three, we have the Nine of Cups. Nice. Inner harmony, truth. This is your spiritual team. Anytime you see judgment, it's calling you to the present moment. And there's a reason, because there's about to be a rebirth. I feel like this person, I don't feel like you're sitting in like a lot of distress. I feel like you're actually pretty good with your life. But I feel like you're ready now. It's interesting because I feel like you may have spent some time single, but being like, but enjoying that. But now I feel like you're getting to the point where, like, okay, I want to, I'd like to have someone else in my life. Look at that. Judgment and judgment right next to each other. It's like two people's spiritual team working together. What's next? The Four of Pentacles. Interesting. It is honestly, that's what it feels like to me. Like there's two spiritual teams that are speaking to each other about love and about bringing people together. They're both about to have a rebirth. All right, I don't know why I shuffled that, but I did. All right, let's bring in the other tarot. Seven of Wands. Five of Pentacles. Three of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. And then the Seven of Cups. Interesting. Okay. First of all, I feel like this is saying very soon you're going to have a reason to celebrate. Now, does that guarantee you? You know, again, because these spiritual teams, they're speaking to each other. They're trying to connect two people, or they're going to connect two people. You know, I feel like they're going to connect two people, and then what we do with that is going to be up to us. Interesting, you have two sevens here. One is about standing your ground, and the other is about making a decision. But it really is, it feels a little chaotic. So this tells me that um okay, first of all, let's answer the question, why am I single here? I feel like because you wanted to be single, for a bit. You wanted to be single. I feel like you did go through some tower moment. You know, something ended and it may have been against your wishes, but at the same time, I feel like then you found yourself. You know, like I feel like you're sitting here, even though I do feel like you want love. Um, And, in a way, I feel like it may be a facade. Like, I tell people, I don't really care if I have love. I don't need love. But I feel like in my heart of hearts, that's not truly how I feel. I don't know where that's coming from, but I feel that. So anyways, and here's what I'm feeling. I feel like because I'm pretty good with my life, I do feel like it would take a lot for you to then allow someone to come into your life. I feel, and please don't take this as an insult, but I'm feeling like resistance. I'm feeling like it's my way or the highway. And I get that, but yet at the same time, because we're dealing with two people, it may not all be your way. And you got to be okay with that. Another way of saying that is being more open to universal flow. You also don't want to have to deal with any more towers. I see it and I get it. But, I'm not feeling there's any towers on your path. Now, I'm not going to say there's never going to be another tower, and a tower, it's not always like our enemy. Sometimes it's our friend. Sometimes it moves us to a place that is better for us anyways, though we got to go through that that temporarily difficult energy. I feel like you need to bring your defenses down a little bit. It's almost like I have a list. Like, you have to be this, 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 you have to be this. And they're like, oh, well, I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this, but I'm not this and this. So it's almost like they pick up that, okay, well, she or he doesn't like me, when that's not the truth. So I feel like what this is really saying is to open yourself up to the potential and the possibilities other than what you feel it must be. Now, I'm not saying by any means that you should allow anyone in your life who is there to deplete it. No. And neither are your spiritual teams. And there are two spiritual teams here. I feel like they're saying that ultimately you're going to be celebrating this. And if I question, can this be successful? Or should I stay single? The answer is if you're willing, if both are willing to put the work in, because if we remember, love is great, right? Love is great, but love takes work. It's two people who are trying to make it through life together. You're each other's support system, but boy, do we not take it out on the people we love also when things aren't going so great? So, anyways, I don't even know why I'm saying that. Um, but I feel like that's why you're single. And I feel like what your spiritual team is asking you to do is let go of that list of how exactly it must be, and instead open up your mind to like, wow, what if this person is like everything I've always wanted, but I never thought I could have. Seven of Cups mirrored by the Seven of Wands over here. Like, don't make any decisions from a defensive type energy. You know, if you need a moment, take a moment. Because I feel like because the spiritual teams are speaking to each other, if you need a moment, take a moment. I don't feel like this is anything that's just going to go away. Now, if I tell it to go away, then it'll go away. But I don't feel like that's what you want. So I feel like letting go of that list and being more open to what listen, if each person's spiritual team is here, first of all, tells me you must be soulmates and that divine really feels that you're meant to be together. Then I feel like there's less and less to worry about. And I feel like the main thing here is just not being so rigid. And listen, I get why, but we got to stop thinking that people of the past will be the people of the present or the future. Or what I mean is their energy. So, like somebody's energy didn't treat you right. Though I feel like you're fine, or maybe you think you're fine. And I say that because I feel like as soon as this is introduced, I feel like, you may become a little defensive. You may feel a little chaotic. So I guess it's like the other ones, take a chance. This is saying that this is truly the energy of joy, but you got to let go of that list because I have a feeling everything you have on your list, well, that may not be everything this person is, but this person may be better. Let's just say that. Or they may be able to come and open your minds in ways that you didn't expect and you theirs. So, okay. Well, that seemed almost too short for me. But I feel like it was very clear, guys. I feel like it was very clear. Why am I single? Well, truth be told, I feel like I, I just don't feel like it's going to be for long. But you do want to look at the issues. You know what I mean? Because all those issues can be dealt with. And then that can just change your energy. And then your energy becomes much more optimistic. And again, think of the law of attraction. And also think about like if I want true love, then I need to be able to give that love also. And I need to allow myself to receive it. So, anyways, I hope that helped, guys. I found it quite interesting. And again, thanks to my daughter. Her channel is at Jenny Love Tarot, by the way. She does these type of readings all the time. I don't know. And every once in a while, I'll catch one of her readings, and I caught this one, and I was like, oh, I just love it because I think of you, and I think I know you guys would like this. So, anyways, I'm going to let that be. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to say thank you. Um, Thank you for just being here. Thank you for choosing this. It's funny, a pick a card reading. There's a million of them out there. So I have much gratitude that you decided to stop in and at least say hi. I would love to hear your comments on here and how it relates to you. And if more than one reading relates to you, I have a feeling it will. I definitely have a feeling. All right, guys, I'm going to let that be. I love you. Thank you. And I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.